Now, if you guys are just looking at the thumbnail, just as I wait for some people to come in, the thumbnail I took with this figure right here. And if you guys can notice, this isn't a normal um, WWE Elite action figure that anyone's ever seen before. It's another custom action figure that I've actually done as a commission piece for my good friend and bitter enemy, former opponent from HCW and ETW Backyard Wrestling, Zack Attack. Now, um, yeah, I thought I'd just show you guys this because it's related to WWE figures, and if you guys want to see a full review of this, I've actually recorded one, but I know it's not on the topic of WWE itself, so um, if you guys want to see a review of this, which I'm not sure if you guys do, but yeah, if you do, then let me know in the comments or leave a like on this video. Yeah, it's just figure related, so I thought I'd show you guys anyway. But yeah, sorry for not uploading in about a week. I've been a little bit under the weather. I probably could have uploaded the Q&A video before then, but I just would have sounded like trash. Yeah, wasn't really um happy recording a video when I felt rubbish. But yeah, so the reason I'm doing this live is a thought just popped in my head because I was just getting ready to record this video. I thought, why not do it live, and then anyone that missed out on answering questions can ask them live, and then I can answer them. So if you guys have any questions, just let me know. And in the meantime, I'll get to the questions that you guys asked a couple of weeks ago now. I'm sorry for delaying this video so long, but yeah, I just explained why pretty much. So, first one comes from Connor Archer. I hope I'm saying that right. He asks, "Will you come to Wellington?" Now, Wellington is about 6 hours away from where I live, so I don't plan on going to Wellington anytime soon, unless if WWE have their event in Westpac Stadium in the future. I haven't been to Wellington in probably nearly 6 years, but I really enjoyed my time down in Wellington. Um, yeah, I just have no reason to go down there unless if there's something big like a WWE event. Um, Another question from Connor Archer: who is your favorite WWE superstar? Oh, hey, Dark Mantis. Hey, Waiheke. Evening, bro. How long are you growing your hair? By the way, I'm watching the Avengers on Blu-ray. Nice. I haven't actually seen the Avengers. I've heard that it's a pretty decent movie. I'm pretty sure Dark Mantis would have seen it. He's a pretty big um, Marvel Marvel superheroes DC guy. From what I hear, because I'm a good friend of him at school. Oh, but as far as my hair, uh, I think the last time I cut it was in January of last year. It's been a lot easier not having to worry about getting a haircut. Um, my hair gets mixed reactions, but it's easier for me, at least. So, second question: who is your favorite WWE superstar? Easy answer: The Undertaker. And I've started a little display for The Undertaker. I'll see if I can flip the camera if I can remember how. Here we go. It's nothing big, but just some of my Undertaker items that can't really fit in anywhere else. I still have my mint on card figures and other figures fitting in on the wall with everything else, but yeah, we just got this Undertaker 5-pack. This can't go on the wall. There's no hook or anything. The pop vinyl, Matt Relic, trading card, controller with the Undertaker skin, some other cards, plush toy from Burger King. Oh, please don't. Grow a mo. Oh, hell no. Hell no. I'm not trying to diss anyone that has a mo, but I'm personally not a fan. Yeah, thank you for that. I appreciate it. It's still a work in progress. Yeah, I hope to add some more items in the future, maybe. I do have my eye on an Undertaker plaque on eBay. I don't know if I want to pull the trigger yet. It's a WrestleMania 27 plaque signed by Undertaker. I do his autograph here, so it's not urgent for me to want to get his autograph, but it also comes with a piece of the ring rope, and WrestleMania 27 was the first ever WrestleMania I saw, so it has a lot of sentimental value for me. I have the San Diego Comic-Con Undertaker figure here. Something I'd want to get on the other side is the Entrance Greats Undertaker. It's in similar packaging to this. I know Waiheke has a signed Entrance Greats Undertaker figure, so it's something I'm super jealous of. But if I can ever find a mint on card Entrance Greats figure, then I'd love to get one and put it on this side. I think that would really complete the setup. But yeah, it's just something I thought I'd show you guys. Connor Archer also asks, what camera do you use? Well, it is the camera from the Samsung Xcover 4 phone. I just use my phone. Yeah, you guys see all this stuff here, and I know it might be pretty hard to believe, but I am a bit of a cheapskate. The only thing I like to spend my money on is WWE merchandise, and everything else I cheap out. But this phone camera, I believe it's not too bad. I know there are definitely better cameras out there, and better cameras on phones, but again, I tend to not go for the expensive phones. But yeah, just to answer your question, it's just the Samsung Galaxy Xcover 4 camera. Nothing special there. BJ Hensley, he's asked a few questions, which I really appreciate. The first one is, what is figure from Elite 20? The only... Well, it's a little bit hard for me to understand that question, but I'm guessing he's wanting to know what figures are in the set. That's really all I can tell. From what I can remember, the set consisted of Chris Jericho, Cody Rhodes, CM Punk. Who else was in that set? What's 1 + 1? You seem to be better at maths than me. Oh, that's a good question, Waiheke. I'll get to that one in a minute. Yeah, who else is in Elite Series 20? So there's Chris Jericho. Oh, my cat just wants to get outside, so I'll let her. So there's Chris Jericho, there's CM Punk, there's Cody Rhodes, Christian, the old school Christian figures in that set. I don't think I have an Elite Series 20. Oh, yeah, I do. I can just have a look on the back of this. I've got I'll flip the camera. Got the Elite Series 20 Santino Marella figure, so if I can unhook this safely, then I can have a look. I don't want to damage it getting it off, so if I can't, then... Oh, yeah, here we go. So the figures in the set are here. John Cena. Yeah, that's the one who I was forgetting. Cena, Jericho, Cody Rhodes, Punk, Christian, and of course Santino. I can't believe I didn't remember Santino Marella from the top of my head. I have the damn figure and I forgot. So... yeah, I'll answer Waiheke's question. Well, can I go back and... Oh, here we go. When and why did you decide to show your face on your channel? That is a very good question. Again, I'm really loving all these questions here. So, it was July 2017. Sasha Banks was announced to be coming out to New Zealand and to do a meet and greet, and I thought that would be a great chance to showcase to some other casual Sasha Banks fans or anything like that if I made a video about it, and I wanted to show off the photo op and just a whole day in the life experience because I love watching those kinds of videos. And yeah, I just decided that that was the right time to show my face, and ever since then, pretty much all my videos have shown my face on it. Something that for a little amount of time I was a bit embarrassed to show my face on the channel. Not any insecurities or anything, but I just didn't want my friends at school knowing that I had a YouTube channel. But then I just embraced it, and why should I change myself for other people? If they can't accept who I am, then I shouldn't be their friend. And most of the reaction from my friends have actually been pretty cool since they found out that I have a YouTube channel. So yeah, it's a pretty positive reaction, and yeah, I'm very glad that I took that step because I enjoy interacting with you guys on these live Q&As. I probably wouldn't be doing this right now if I couldn't show my face. Yeah. Oh, awesome. We've got some more questions coming in. Yeah, Waiheke says, because you used to just showcase your figures. Yeah. Yeah, and that is still kind of what I do on this channel. I really, really want to kind of branch out and do some more videos based on wrestling, but more than just figures. I'm still trying to figure out what I could talk about that makes my channel different to others, though, because I do see a lot of other YouTube channels that talk about wrestling, and any ideas that I have, other channels may do videos about them, and I want to be original somehow. I know just posting figure videos isn't the most original kind of video, but I'm trying. I'm trying my best. I'm trying to redesign a logo for this channel just to make it different. And if you guys have any suggestions, please let me know, because it's YouTube is not a one-man project. It involves all of you guys, and I really appreciate that. I wouldn't be here right now if it wasn't for all of you. So yeah, any opinion. So the next question from Dark Mantis: you should melt all of your figures into one big figure and sell it for the cost of all of them combined. Wow, I don't think I'd be able to get thousands of dollars for one big figure. Um, I can't really even imagine all these figures being destroyed, to be honest. I don't want to think about that. Yeah, Sleepy Snorlax says, "Hey G, hello." That I don't really use that kind of terminology. Nothing against it though. Watching you and Hogan versus Andre in New Japan Pro Wrestling at the same time. From I can't really pronounce that name. I don't really understand your question there. If you're still watching, yeah, I'm sorry, I don't really understand. I'm watching you and Hogan. Oh, okay, I get it now. I get it now. You're watching my live stream and Hogan versus Andre in New Japan Pro Wrestling at the same time. Thank you for multitasking, taking time out of your day to watch this Q&A. I hope you are really enjoying it. Next from Waiheke, what are your honest opinions about people who ask you to send them wrestling figures? I don't really want to sound too harsh, but if anyone's watching this right now and you're one of those people that have asked me in the past, do you actually think I'm gonna send you a figure? I don't want to sound nasty, because if I don't have anything nice to say, I shouldn't say anything at all. But it is a question that I do get quite a lot, surprisingly. Some people just think that they're gonna be lucky, and someone that they don't even know personally is just gonna automatically send them a figure because they ask. That's all I have to say about that. Let's move on. Waiheke asks, I understand your thing about being original. It is what I attempt to try to do. Yes, and recently your vlogs for SPW and the progress, I'm really enjoying all that stuff. Keep up the good work. It is very original. I do like watching day in the life kind of things like that. But your videos have been a lot different. Just the way they're edited, and I'm really enjoying it. Especially that progress one you uploaded yesterday. I really enjoyed watching that, and how you did the split screen thing for the main event. Travis Banks and Robbie Eagles, and just it was really awesome how you put that together. All that the time that you spent editing it was definitely worth it. So next one is from Sleepy Snorlax. Sorry, do you watch the NBA? No, I don't really watch it. I'm not a big fan of basketball. Nothing against it, but basketball's not really my kind of sport. I do understand that it's very popular in places like New Zealand and USA. The Real Scott asks, when are you going to do a collection update / room tour? Now, I'm glad that somebody asked this. The annual collection video will be next month. Every June, I like to do a collection update. I don't want to make it too often that I do it, because you guys won't see much of a difference. But every year, it gives you guys the chance to see the evolution of the collection, really. Yeah, I'd say over the last 4 years, it's definitely come a long way. From when my figures used to just be loose, just a small little loose collection, and now I've ventured out into collecting mint on card figures. Yeah, it's just something I enjoy doing, and it's something that I hope you guys enjoy watching. That's why I don't want to make it too often that I do one. Next one, yeah, I'm sorry, I can't pronounce your username. True Blue. Oh, True Blue Knight. There we go. It looks complicated when you don't go into detail. What do you think I could get if I sell my? It's a question that I'm really sorry, but I can't answer. I don't know the value of those King of the Ring figures or just anything made by anything other than Mattel. My collection consists solely of Mattel figures, so I'm sorry I can't answer your question. Now, has anyone won your John Cena figure giveaway? Yes. I can't remember his name, but there was a winner, and there was a little bit of an unfortunate situation with that. He's probably not going to end up with the figure because it really sucks. But he he messaged me his address, but I think he got a couple of the numbers in the zip code wrong, or his address number wrong, or something like that. So we've sent it out, and then as soon as we sent it out, he realized his mistake. He was hoping that it could get corrected, but unfortunately, it was already sent out. So who knows where it is? It was going out to the Philippines, so who knows where in the world this thing is. Yeah, that's all I have to say. Very bummed out about that. I hope to do some more figure giveaways in the future. What was the first figure you kept mint on card? It's actually one that I still have now. I'll just rotate the camera. Basic Series 25 Big Show, this one right here, I purchased at the warehouse in June 2013. So almost 5 years ago exactly was the first time I bought a figure and was able to resist the temptation of opening it. And then from there, I think just these basic figures in the white packaging, like these ones followed quickly after, and I ordered some elite figures on Trade Me with my pocket money and stuff. So yeah, the basic Big Show figure is the first one I decided to keep mint on card because at the time I didn't have any Big Show figures. Now I think I have like 4. So yeah, and I have the elite version of that basic, so I don't really need that one anymore. But oh well. Let's move on. Waiheke asks, thanks for the kind words for the vlogs. Which YouTuber do you think has a similar collection to yours, and do any of them give you ideas in how you deliver your videos to your subscribers and viewers? That is a very good question again. There are a couple YouTubers that I do watch. I don't watch very many YouTubers, but guys like Tommy's Toy Travels, he's pretty entertaining, and his figure reviews are really awesome, and he's constantly finding ways to make his content original and just change it up a bit. Yeah, he's pretty inspiring. Hmm. And with channels that affect the way I deliver my videos, that's a pretty tough question. Yeah, I can't really think of any others. Yeah, Tommy Toy Travels, and oh yeah, I guess yeah, when I'm talking about like really big YouTubers, Tommy, I think over 50,000 subscribers, and as far as like my friends go, and uh, people that I know really well, and friends that have YouTube channels, I think all of them really. Jordan 95 Wrestling, he started up his YouTube channel like 1.5 years ago, and he's grown so much in that amount of time. It made me really think about how I could change up my content, because he was uploading new things every day, and I suppose he is a part of the reason why I like to upload more often than I was now. The past couple of weeks, it's only been one upload per week, but apart from that, this whole year I've been uploading 2 videos per week, and I'd say that's because of him. And Waiheke, being a local New Zealander, um, it's awesome to compare our YouTube channels. He does a lot of day in the life videos and awesome vlogs. That's something that I want to do, but it's just my life isn't very interesting at the moment. I just go to school and then I go to work. Yeah, there's nothing really going on in my life other than that. So there's no point vlogging it. Um, but things like I remember Waiheke did plaque collection video and DVD collection videos and signed collection videos and awesome videos like that. It's something that I really want to do as well, but I don't really have much signed stuff. I don't have many DVDs. But it does make me think about what other things I could do on this channel to keep you guys interested, because I know he does a really good job of doing that. So I'll move on to the next question. Are you one type of collector, just collecting figures? That's pretty much. Um there's the odd time where I buy something that's not Mattel. Um yeah, but for the most part, it's just wrestling figures. Yeah, that's pretty safe way to say it. Why for Mount Rushmore figures that you own? Wow, that is a really good question. That's something that I'm really gonna have to think about here. Ooh, what would be my Mount Rushmore for wrestling figures? Of course, the one that I showed earlier in this live stream, I have to say this one because it's my favorite figure that I own. The San Diego Comic-Con 2010 exclusive Undertaker. Um, just a really awesome figure, and the packaging and everything is just really awesome. So I definitely have to say that. I'd probably then say Elite Series 12 Kane, another really solid figure. Probably my second favorite figure that I own. Yeah, I do believe that they are going to be re-releasing that one in a upcoming Hall of Champions Target exclusive line. Ooh, what else? What else? That is a very good question. Um, just looking at these defining moments figures, some very good figures in here. I'd love to have one of these Randy Savage figures in that. It's just hard to pick out of this defining moments one and that, both very awesome figures. I can't decide what one I'd rather be in my Mount Rushmore, but just either one of those definitely has to. Um, hmm. What else? I probably won't be leaning towards any of these basic figures. Just not as special as the elites. Ooh. Yeah, there's some stuff on the end that I kind of don't want to show yet because they're going to be in an upcoming episode of Male Mania. Um. Ooh, yeah, that's a very good question. I'm trying not to drag on about it, but it's very hard to decide. So I've got The Undertaker, Kane, Macho Man, Randy Savage, and I've probably got to say this Toys R Us exclusive NXT Takeover Dallas Finn Balor figure. Just another a really solid figure, perfect in my opinion. So yeah, let's move on. Um, when is your next toy hunt? Now, I've actually got one. I'm planning on going to the warehouse real soon because I heard that there's Elite Series 58 showing up at people's stores and Elite Series 57. So I'd like to see if I can spot any of those myself. So hopefully next week I'll be uploading a figure hunt video. Yeah, yeah. Hopefully there's something good. If there's nothing good, then I won't upload the video. But if there is, then I'll definitely upload it. Wise Stories asks, "Do you know what your tag from inside your hat is hanging up from the right side?" Oh, yeah. Oh, well, the unfortunate situation with this hat is a bit too small for me, so I kind of have to open up the inside. If you guys can see there, just so it can fit around my head. It's a WrestleMania 30 hat. If I can show you guys. I'm not sure if you guys can see that, but yeah, it's a WrestleMania 30 hat that I got a little while back, and it's just a little too small for me, but I still really like it. So the only way I can wear it without falling off is just by opening up the inside, and unfortunately that tag is sticking out. Maybe I'll have to cut it off. Waiheke asks, you don't have to compete against me or go out of your way to purchase autograph items or attend things to get wrestlers autographed. You do's great with what you do, anyways. I really appreciate that. I'm not trying to compete against you. It's just you help me try to figure out other ways that I could be original on this channel, because you definitely have original videos, and I don't want to try to copy you, because then that wouldn't be original. But it's just interesting to see what other YouTubers, especially from New Zealand as well, see what kind of videos they upload. Yeah, I definitely wouldn't try to copy you. But he also asks, which Elite box is your favorite? Oh, definitely the first design of the packaging. I'll flip the camera so you guys can see. Definitely this design, first design for the Elites. I'm a big fan of it, and it also just represents my memories from when I was younger. I'd go into the warehouse stores and I'd see loads of these kinds of figures on the shelves. There would be tons of them back then. Yeah, just this one, and yeah, and they did a recent Hardy Boys 2-pack where they went back to that old design for the packaging. I really like it. Definitely my favorite. Second favorite probably has to be this, the one that followed directly after that. The white ones, just really awesome. But every year it's had pretty decent packaging design. Probably my least favorite design from throughout the years has to be the blue boxes, the 2014 style. It's not that it's bad, but I just don't think the blue goes along as well as like red, black, and white. Red, black, and white would definitely be WWE's main colors, and blue just doesn't really fit in there very well. But yeah, that answers that question. Let's see. Hey Jacob. Let's answer some more of these questions that I've been asked from my video a couple weeks ago. I'm sorry, I've been meaning to answer these, but I just get a bit carried away. So yeah, let me load up the page. Yeah, sorry about the wait. That's the unfortunate thing about going live. No cuts. Dynamite Figs asked, what dream match would you have main event WrestleMania? Now, that question could span out for many decades of amazing WWE wrestlers. I'm just a huge fan of Undertaker, so if I have to think of any dream match, it would definitely be involving him. Since he became a part-timer in late 2010, he looks, that's the best he's looked since 2010. So this current version of Undertaker, or maybe just like his 2007 run, probably that was when he was at his absolute best. 2007 version of Undertaker versus AJ Styles, that would just be an out of this world match. Yeah, 2007 Undertaker versus just current AJ Styles. That, to me, that would definitely have to be the biggest match ever, or just something that would be incredible. I think Undertaker today, he's pretty agile again. I don't think he'd be able to dive over the top rope like he used to, but I think it could still be a pretty cool match if they did it today. Yeah, just if I had to choose that one, definitely that. He also asks, if you could manage a team, what team would it be? Ooh, I think it would be fun to manage a heel team. Ooh, that's a tough one because there have been some really awesome teams throughout the years. The Road Warriors, the Legion of Doom, they've had a couple managers throughout the years. That would be a cool team to manage, even though they weren't really heels that much. They still had some pretty cool managers, and they were very amazing. It's kind of hard to think because you think tag teams, and then you think factions. Yeah, that's really tough. Yeah, I'm not sure if I can answer that. I'm just trying to look around at my figures to see what tag teams I have. Ooh. And what heel teams as well, because the heel teams would definitely be more fun to manage in my opinion. Um Hmm. Yeah, that's a really, really tough one. I don't think I have many heel tag team figures. Yeah, yeah. I don't know if I can answer that one. Um. Oh, actually, oh no, Diesel was kind of Shawn Michaels' manager anyway, so I can't be a manager of a manager. Um. Yeah, I'm sorry, I can't answer the Dynamite Fig's question there. What non-wrestler figure would you want Mattel to make? A figure that's not a wrestler, that is kind of tough to think about. Because wrestling really is surrounds my life. Um, Probably have to say Wayne Rooney, former Manchester United football player, my favorite football player of all time. When I first started watching football, he was the star of Manchester United, and even today, he's still doing quite well. He's in Everton now. I'll answer some more questions. I'm sorry, I didn't realize we've been getting questions on the live stream here as well. How long have you been buying WWE figures? Um, the first WWE figure I got was a gift in late 2010. It was a Flex Force CM Punk. But when have I been buying figures? From 2011 onwards, because that first figure I got, the Flex Force CM Punk, that started all of this. And ever since I got that, it's just made me want to buy more, 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 more. And the first figure I ever bought, um, that is, I don't know if I can remember the first one I ever bought. I remember the first non-Flex Force figure I got was for my birthday. It was, oh, actually, I got two. It was the Elimination Chamber basic Undertaker figure, which I've sold. And yeah, the other one I've sold also was a Royal Rumble 2010 CM Punk figure in the red tights. Yeah, I can't really remember the first one I bought, but yeah, I've been buying them since 2011. And yeah, back then I didn't have a job. Obviously, I was too young, so I'd only spend yeah my pocket money, and obviously pocket money doesn't really match up to the earnings that you get in a job. So I wasn't buying as many figures back then. But yeah, I hope that answers your question. Waiheke asks, how was your wrestling training go? Going. Um, yeah, I kind of touched on it a bit in my 2017 year end review, but I don't want you guys to waste time and go back and watch that because it was a pretty long video. So I only really had a couple training sessions when I retired from backyard wrestling in January of last year. I went and trained, and literally within my first training weekend, I tore my hip flexor. I think it was during a training match or something. Yeah, yeah. Just if you don't know what a wrestling ring feels like, it hurts. The ropes hurt and the mat hurts. It's just wood and steel, so that really really messes you up. And I I wish I could get back in the ring, but my torn hip flexor still isn't fully recovered. Every time I attempt to um, play football or do anything like that, my hip flexor just pulls up lame, and it's really it's unfortunate. I really want to be training again, but with the way my hip flexor is, I don't know if I can. And unfortunately, I haven't gone back since February 2017. I haven't trained since then. Um, Waiheke asks, you should manage an ECW tag team. Your backwards hat and long hair reminds me of him. Hopefully, well, Paul Heyman was bald. um, so I'm glad that I don't look like Paul Heyman in that sense. But yeah, a tag team that did pop up in my head when I was thinking about it was the Dudley Boys. It made me think of Spike Dudley though, and how the Dudley Boys, for a lot of their career, they weren't heels, but in ECW they were very, very dangerous tag team. So maybe that, because then if anyone tries to touch me, the Dudley Boys definitely have me covered. Yeah, probably then. What are your friends and family's views slash opinions of the way your room is set up? Um, hmm. I have to be honest, not many of my friends have actually been in my room and seen it. But as far as family goes, well, family that I don't really often see, they are shocked when they walk in here and they see how my room is set up because, um, like, my room hasn't been like this very often, and I, they probably wouldn't have known me as a big wrestling fan back in the day. And then they walk in and see all of this. It's just shock. They've I haven't gotten any bad comments from anyone in person that see my room. They're just shocked to see what it's become over the last 5 years. Have you ever had wrestling posters on your wall? Yes, my walls. Well, the wall over there, at least, used to be covered in wrestling posters. I used to have wrestling posters all around my room. I had a big A1 sized John Cena poster and an Undertaker poster that I hung up on this wall here. But yeah, since all this has happened, I've had to take them down. So now solely just figures on the wall. I used to have tons of posters though. I'd get the posters from the WWE Kids magazine as well, and I'd print out some images and stick them on the wall. If you go back and watch some of my videos from early 2016 and backwards, you will see wrestling posters on the wall. I'd say the first video on this channel will probably be the best example of that because that's when I had my big posters up on this wall here. Yeah, I did have posters on my wall, and I still own them, but I just can't put them up anymore. What will you do when you have no more room to place your figures on your wall? That is something I don't like to think about very often. But yeah, I don't really like talking about it a lot. I don't like thinking about it a lot either, because I seriously don't know what I will do. I think the first step would probably be to take down these basic figures, and so there's more room for elites. Because I'm solely an elite collector these days. I don't often buy basic figures, especially with the direction they're heading with the limited articulation, and they just don't look as good anymore. I probably have to say that I'll take these down and sell the ones that I don't want, or maybe do a giveaway. Yeah, we don't have too much space left actually, because this is. Oh, I'll flip the camera. This is the only wall I've left. Will it focus? Here we go. So we do have a bit of space. We have enough space for 3 more rows of elites, but once those rows are full, that's it. I don't really have any other space, so I'm going to have to take the basic figures down that are behind me right here. Jacob says, my first WWE figure I ever got was a defining moment with John Cena. Wow, that is an awesome first figure to get. A defining moments John Cena. That is incredible. What an awesome figure to start off your collection. Seriously, man, that is awesome. And bought Basic Series 84 figures. Awesome. Who's in that set again? I forgot. Because I don't really pay attention to Basic Series anymore since they cut down the articulation. True Blue Knight asks, what was your first DVD you got? Oh, I'll have a look at my DVDs here. I can't remember it from the top of my head. Oh yeah, I'll flip the camera just so you guys can get a bit of a look at my DVDs. Damn. My first one probably was this Best of 2010 Raw DVD. It was a 3-disc set. I think it might have been a Christmas present from my nana or something like that. Either that or I just bought it really cheap. I can't exactly remember, but I think that might be the first one that I ever got. And I watched that heaps of times. And yeah, a lot of these other DVDs came from a former workmate of my dad's, whose flatmate just left all these behind. So that's how I ended up with all of those. Very lucky. I have added some more, a couple more along the way. Probably my favorite DVD that I own, not because of the contents of the actual DVD itself, but because it's signed by Sasha Banks. For me, the Undertaker streak DVD. That's definitely up there as well. I've watched that heaps of times, and especially the first disc where it gives you guys a documentary of the whole streak. This was only up to 20-0 though. I'll see if I can bring it out. Yeah, I don't think I can. Oh yeah, I can actually. Yeah, it's the 20-0. I bought this DVD because I seriously thought Undertaker was done wrestling after that Hell in a Cell match. I wasn't expecting him to come back after that. There as well. Probably. Oh, and also the DX One Night Stands. I can't choose a favorite DVD. I'm sorry. There are too many great ones, and since the WWE Network came out, I've really stopped buying them just because a lot of the stuff you get on DVD is on the WWE Network now anyway. Jacob's first DVD was WrestleMania 15. Oh, that was also a really good WrestleMania. The Rock and Austin going at it for the WWF title, and Undertaker versus Bossman in the Hell in a Cell match. Triple H versus Kane, I think. I haven't seen that whole show, but there were some huge matches announced on that one. As far as the show goes, I can't really say anything about it because I've never seen the full thing. I'm just trying to see where my phone went so I can, on my other phone, on my old phone, so I can look at some of the questions again. Oh, True Blue Knights' first DVD was ECW Guilty as Charged 2000. Now, a question for you is, how old were you when you got that DVD? Because if you were young and you got an ECW DVD, that's probably not the most appropriate thing for a young kid to be watching. But let's answer some more questions that I got. I feel really bad for dragging it along this much. The future is now Yo asks, do you like Impact Pro Wrestling NZ? If so, you should come to one in Bell Block, New Plymouth. Yeah, I like to support New Zealand wrestling. I've been to a few New Zealand pro wrestling shows. As far as IPW goes, the only glimpse of them that I saw, excuse that noise, that was just a notification. The only glimpse that I've seen of IPW was at Armageddon in 2015, but Armageddon 2018, I'll be going to that and hopefully meeting Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Oh, and I hope to catch some wrestling as well. Morgan, my good friend, asks, who do you think deserves to hold the WWE Championship throughout the whole WWE roster? I definitely have to say the current WWE champion AJ Styles, his work ethic and just his passion and the amount of respect he has from the locker room, it definitely shows. Yeah, I definitely have to say AJ Styles. And the current Universal Champion, because of the amount of dates he works, I honestly don't like him as the champion. I'd rather someone like Finn Balor or Seth Rollins holding that title. Finn Balor, Seth Rollins, and AJ Styles. Those are probably my top 3 favorite current WWE superstars. Morgan asks, how much do you love Roman Reigns? No comment. No comment. What figures would you want to see in the warehouses in New Zealand? Well, we get the occasional elite set. Something that I'd like to see is at least one case of every single elite set popping up in the warehouse. That doesn't happen. It's weird how their distribution works in the warehouse. Sometimes we get a new series. Sometimes we get like an old series, like Series 49. And then all of a sudden they'll release a brand new set that US stores aren't even getting yet, like Series 58. I think they're getting them now, but like at the time they weren't. And then they'll just restock like Elite Series 55. I know my friend Morgan just recently came across that set again. It's very weird how their distribution works, but I'd like to see them put out cases consistently. Yeah, just elite figures in general, and no more zombies, please, because I swear every time I go to the warehouse, there's more zombies on the shelf. Those things are not moving at all, and they did a sale where they were only like $10 each the other day, and I highly doubt that any more actually moved off the shelf, because even at $10, I wouldn't buy any of those. Just, I don't see why people would actually be interested in zombie figures for that cost more than the regular basic line. Why would you pay more? Unless if it's your favorite superstar, though. But yeah, other than that, let's answer some more questions on the live stream. Oh, True Blue Night, you were 20 when you got the DVD in 2002. Okay, that's okay. I'm definitely happy reading that one. I'm glad you weren't young. I'm glad you weren't a young kid, I should say, when you got that. Cool. Jacob asks, cool, what was your first WWE pay-per-view been to? For me, WrestleMania 21. Yeah, as I was saying earlier in the stream, if what you mean is the first pay-per-view I ever saw, that's WrestleMania 27, like that Undertaker figure up here. That one means a lot to me to own that one, and the Triple H one along here as well. That's WrestleMania 27. That match in particular, probably the match that means the most to me out of any match that's ever happened, just because that was the first really good match that I ever saw. Yeah, WrestleMania 27 was the first one. Waiheke asks, would you rather be a huge John Cena fan or a huge Roman Reigns fan? At this stage of the game, definitely John Cena because he has more experience. The time he puts back into giving back to the WWE universe outside of the ring, as a WWE superstar, I know they all do that, but with John Cena, it definitely stands out against the rest. The amount of good that he does for charities, and he just seems like a really good and respectable person outside of the ring. His in-ring skills, I can't talk because I'm not a wrestler. As since I've done a few trainings, I kind of see how hard it is. So respect to every single wrestler that ever existed. But he's not the most skilled wrestler, but he has the most character, and yeah, he seems like a really good dude. So definitely John Cena at this stage. Waiheke says, I haven't bought any zombie figures, not even being an AJ Styles and Kevin Owens fan. Yeah, I don't know what they were thinking with that whole zombies line. First of all, with Mattel making them, like they pour a lot more money into the zombies set than they do for the regular basic line, and they charge more for them. And on the warehouse's end, why would the warehouse think it's a good idea to stock like shelves and shelves and shelves full of those zombie figures? They haven't moved. I don't think a single zombie figure has moved in my area, especially when you have figures next to them like the Elite 55, Brock Lesnar, and just other good elite figures, and even basic figures. Like, I'd 7 days a week, I'd definitely buy a basic figure over a zombie figure, that's for sure. True Blue Knight says he was 17 when he got his first FMW hardcore tape. I'm not sure what FMW is, I'm sorry. I don't know. Oh, yeah, because I'm only 17 myself at this point in time. So if it's a wrestling federation, I'm not familiar with that, sorry. Solid Reviews says, did you know we have Elite Series 57 and 58 at the warehouse? But that is really awesome. I've yet to find Elite Series 58 or Elite Series 57 at the warehouse. Yeah, I touched on it a bit earlier. I will be going to the warehouse this week in hopes of finding one of those new sets because I'd really like to get my hands on some of the figures in Elite Series 58 at least. Elite Series 57, I've already got the Scotty 2 Hottie that I wanted. That's really all that was interesting in that set. I also got Jeff Hardy, but that was for a little project. Oh, yeah, you picked up Ty and Seth. Awesome, yeah. Nothing against those figures at all. Those both look like really awesome figures. The Ty Dillinger, his vest, they put a lot of time into that. And with Seth, they especially molded the pants and the vest for that one as well. So definitely nothing against those figures. I just wasn't very interested in adding those to my collection. FMW is Japan version of ECW. Ah, okay. Yeah, I've never heard of that one. It sounds like it would be good though. Japanese wrestling mixed with ECW. Whew. That would be off the chains. Waiheke asks, do you follow any NZ independent wrestling promotions? Yeah, PWE, that's the most local one to me. It's about 2 hours away from me, I think, and I was the referee in their latest show. I'm really honored to have been invited to that one and be the special guest referee. That was pretty fun as well. I don't go out of my way to follow any other New Zealand wrestling promotions. I just really like to support the one that's closest to me. But yeah, watching Waiheke's experience videos on SPW, it definitely has me, well, I'd say up to date on their product as well. But that's purely because Waiheke is a dear friend of mine, and I like to watch his videos. They're really entertaining. And SPW, man, they are getting better and better and better. They're getting more and more and more people to their show. That is, yeah, it's insane what SPW has been able to achieve over the last couple of years. Like every single wrestler of theirs has merchandise. They're really good with, and they're really smart with the way they handle business as well. Marcus Cool and T Rex, they're doing a really good job running SPW. So yeah, let's get to some more questions here. I'm sorry, this has been quite a long live stream. Yeah, I'm sorry. I just really enjoy answering all your questions. I really appreciate it. Jacob says, I'm only 18 and I have no idea what FMW is, never watched it. Yeah, me neither, but it sounds like just the sound of Japanese wrestling mixed with ECW, it sounds like it was very entertaining. Have you thought of doing some things similar to Wrestling at 100 and doing frustrations of being a wrestling fan in New Zealand? Yeah, I remember that video series, and it was very interesting. Yeah, there are certain things that do frustrate me as a wrestling fan. I, for a video though, I personally don't like being very negative on video. This is not how I like to do things. It's very interesting to see other YouTubers' opinions on those kinds of things, and most of the time I can relate and I 100% agree with it. But it's something. Yeah, I hate to rule off a video idea because I really appreciate it. It sounds like a great one. I just don't want to have a series just related to being negative. I know is that's what gets the most views on YouTube, negativity. But I'm not about the views. I just want to have an enjoyable time on YouTube, interacting with all you guys, and I try to stay away from that kind of negative stuff. Do you think we'll ever see the ring with Goldberg in stores? I personally don't think we'll see that. If we ever did, in New Zealand dollars, that would probably be close to $150, and I don't think many families or wrestling fans would be willing to spend that much on a ring and a Goldberg figure. But my friend Morgan, he said that he had a dream about seeing the SmackDown Live Jinder Mahal ring showing up at warehouse stores in New Zealand. So that would be very interesting if that's true. I personally wouldn't buy it because I'm not a fan of the Jinder Mahal figure itself, and he's not even on SmackDown Live anymore, and that set hasn't even come out yet. Yeah, I don't think it would be the best idea for those rings to hit stores in New Zealand just because of the price. It would be cool to see them stock the authentic scale rings from Wicked Cool Toys because those were cheaper. They didn't come with figures. I think more people would definitely buy those, but the basic spring rings are definitely selling really good at the warehouse stores as it is. FMW started the King of the Deathmatch tournaments. Now I've heard about those things, but I haven't actually watched any of those before. King of the Deathmatch. Do regular live streams. I'd definitely love to do more. Yeah, I'm really enjoying all this interaction that I'm getting with you guys, and I really appreciate it. I'd love to do more live streams. I just need to think about when I have the time to do them, and the hard thing is being able to reach everyone around the world with the live stream because people overseas, they might still be asleep right now. So now's not the most ideal time for some people in the world, but then for other places in the world, like you guys that are watching right now, it's great. Maybe I just have to test out doing live streams at different times of the day, like in the morning, then I can catch all the US and UK viewers. Yeah, that's probably what I'd like to do next. Now thinking about it, just trying them out at different times of the day, seeing how many people tune in, and just to get an idea of what time I should do these live streams. Do you think Jeff Hardy will ever bring his No More Words theme back? I really hope he does, because nothing against the Hardy Boys theme, but that's the Hardy Boys theme. For Jeff Hardy, his theme was different, and the reason people liked Jeff so much back in the day was because he came out with the face paint, the awesome entrance theme, and the sick entrance with the pyro. But now, Jeff as a wrestler, he's still amazing. Definitely still at the top of his game. But he doesn't have the face paint. He doesn't have the sick entrance theme, and he has the watered down entrance with no pyro. So I really hope they bring this theme back. A friend of mine suggested that maybe it's because of they don't have the rights to the song, because it was not Jim Johnson that produced that theme. But just think about it, they released the Entrance Greats Jeff Hardy figure with that song, so I don't think it would be a big problem. My first WWE ring was this old ECW ring, what cost $200. Wow, was it one of those elite authentic scale rings that are like really big? Wow, $200. It has to be. Yeah, let's answer some more questions from a couple weeks ago when I did my Q&A announcement. I've answered a few of them already. Morgan asks, WWE Elite figures are Mattel's worst. That's kind of hard to think about because I like to only buy figures that are good. But out of my own collection, the worst Elite figure I own, and I had to say this because Morgan's favorite superstar is AJ Styles, but I purchased this AJ Styles figure based on everyone else's opinion on it. I thought because of how high everyone praised it, that it would be a great figure to own. But now that I have it in person, I've realized the head is far too big, the body is too skinny, the legs are too skinny. He doesn't have the logo on the inside of the gloves, so it's not accurate. And way too much chest hair. Thankfully, the vest kind of hides that a little bit. Just not a big fan of the figure, and I kind of regret buying it, to be honest. So overall, I can't really think of one, but just out of the ones I have, it's definitely that AJ Styles. Elite figures that are the best over all time. From the regular Elite line, I definitely have to say the Elite Series 12 Kane figure is up there. This Ringside Collectibles Shawn Michaels was really good as well. This Kevin Nash figure is solid too. Yeah, but if we're counting figures not in the main Elite line, but they have the Elite articulation, mine definitely has to be this one, the San Diego Comic-Con 2010 exclusive Undertaker figure. Just so much unique sculpting for that figure. Definitely has to be it. Wrestler you would love to meet apart from Undertaker and Kane. I definitely have to say Triple H and Zack Ryder. Zack Ryder, why are you thinking? You might be thinking, why Zack Ryder? Well, I've been following Zack Ryder's career ever since he's been doing his YouTube show. I started watching it in 2011. I'm still a member of the Zack Pack. I try to own most of his figures. Most of them are basic figures, unfortunately, but he has a new Elite figure coming up. So that's definitely one that I'm going to get. And Triple H, he's definitely been one of my favorites throughout the years as well. This is something I haven't really shared before, but when I was younger, I used to spend hours outside practicing Triple H's water spit thing. I was so amazed and obsessed with doing that. Top 10 favorite wrestlers. That's quite a tough question to have to answer on the spot. I don't think I'll be able to answer that, unfortunately. Sorry. If I had time to compile the list, and if I wasn't doing this on a live stream, I could probably answer that. But top 3, Triple H, Kane, and Undertaker, for sure. You should attend SPW's Southern Rumble. Oh yeah, I see that's shaping up to be a huge show. I hear Will Ospreay is going to be there, and former WWE superstar Emma is going to be there. It's going to be in a stadium. It's definitely going to be SPW's biggest show yet. I just need to think about how much it would cost to fly down from Rotorua down to, is it in Invercargill or Dunedin? I don't really remember, but it's down low in the South Island. So if I can, I think it's during the holidays, so who knows? Thoughts on Woken Matt Hardy? Yes, big fan of Woken Matt Hardy. As far as characters go, he's probably my favorite character going on right now. I do have the Mower of Lawns t-shirt that I got for my birthday, and I do have a particular item that involves Matt Hardy coming in the mail sometime within the next few weeks. He's just wonderful in just he's doing really well at the moment, in my opinion. And it's very interesting, the team of Bray Wyatt and Matt Hardy. I hope they hold on to the titles for the rest of space and time. Yeah, I hope not that long, but I really hope they hang on to it for a while. Yes, I got it back in 2007 and I was only 8. Wow. Wow, what an awesome ring to get when you're 8. It's got to be one of those elite scale rings if it was $200. Do you collect pop vinyls? Um, the only pop vinyls I do have are this Undertaker one right here, and it was the Zack Ryder one that I just got for my birthday. Those are the only two I have, and the only two that I've really, 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 really wanted. I'm not a huge collector of pop, but just the ones that I like, this I buy. You should try Walkout Wear. Yeah, I should. It's just the Walkout Wear. They do have great prices, but I'd still say Amazon's prices beat Walkout Wear for international. But Walkout Wear, I hear that they do pack their figures really well, so that's something that they do have over Amazon. I'll have to look into it in the future, maybe for a special release. If they stock it, then I'll see if I can make an order on there. Favorite NXT superstar? Aleister Black. Since his debut, he's really stood out to me. I've been really impressed. I tend to be a big fan of the darker sort of characters, and I'm glad that he's the NXT champion right now. Probably Aleister Black. Who would you like to win this year's Money in the Bank? Finn Balor. Just out of the people announced right now, Finn Balor, and I think even if all the participants were announced, I just really want to see Finn Balor acquire the briefcase. Oh, hey, Morgan. Solar Review's favorite NXT superstar is Adam Cole, and he's definitely on a roll at the moment. Druid asks, in your opinion, the Mount Rushmore of WWE, not your favorite superstars, but people who you think have done the most for the company. Now, that is a very, very good question. Every Mount Rushmore has to have Hogan at first, right? So Hogan, it's always a toss-up between Rock and Austin, because those were the two leaders of the Attitude Era. But Austin really became huge before The Rock did. The Rock was still doing his Nation of Domination thing, I believe, when Austin became the big champ. I'd probably have to say Austin. John Cena has been the leader for the last 15 years, so I'd say John Cena. And to finish it off, someone that's withstood so many different eras and evolved throughout the times and really kept casual fans interested in the product over the years and kept people coming back every single year to see the superstar at WrestleMania, Undertaker. Yeah, I'm trying not to sound biased towards him, but I seriously think, not just because he's my favorite superstar, but I seriously think because of everything he's done throughout the years, he definitely has to be in my Mount Rushmore of WWE. True Blue Knight asks, "What's your favorite non-WWE theme?" Mine is Kevin Steen's "Unsettling Differences." Oh yeah, the Kevin Steen theme is really good. Oh, I don't watch too much non-WWE stuff. I'm just trying to think. What's some themes that I've downloaded that on Spotify that aren't WWE related? Yeah, that's a bit of a tough one for me, to be honest. Just because I'm a big fan of working Matt Hardy, the theme that his wife Rebby Sky composed on the piano when he was in his broken Matt Hardy phase in TNA, I really appreciate how skilled she is at the piano. Multi-talented wrestler, a mother, and a piano player, and a great photographer, and just a bunch of other stuff. So I'd say because she's been able to do all that kind of stuff, her to be able to compose a full song on the piano called "Obsolete Sweet." Go check that out if you guys haven't yet. I'd probably say that one. I do like to listen to the song, not often, but it's just, yeah, it's because it was done by a wrestler. Pete Dunne is my favorite NXT superstar, Jacob says. Solid reviews. Mount Rushmore is John Cena, Undertaker, Hulk Hogan, and The Rock. I understand that one. It's just the toss up between Rock and Austin that I was stuck on, and I leant more towards Austin. And Morgan says, it's the figs of RUB. Ah, yes. Delightful. What is your definition of a real wrestling fan? Waiheke asks. That is a very deep question. And the definition of a real wrestling fan. A real wrestling fan. I would say that you have to buy some of the product, but I think that's a bit of an unfair stipulation to add in order to be a big WWE fan, because not everyone has just money to spend on action figures. They have priorities, other priorities like bills and mortgage and stuff like that. So it's probably an unfair thing to say. I'd say if you watch the product every week, you're up to date with all the. I'm thinking of a WWE fan for for a real WWE fan. Definitely keep up with the product every week. If you're unable to watch SmackDown and Raw every week, because it does get quite time consuming if you watch both of those every week and you have other commitments. What am I saying? I'm kind of zoning out here. If you can't watch the whole Raw and SmackDown every week, just go watch the highlights on YouTube, the top 10 Raw and SmackDown moments. If you just keep up with the product and you know what you're talking about, you don't pretend to know what you're talking about. As far as a real wrestling fan in general, that's kind of hard to define because I'm mainly WWE fan. I don't watch much else apart from like the local independent wrestling, PWE. Yeah, it's kind of hard to say for me because I probably wouldn't even classify myself as a real wrestling fan if it involves more than just WWE. How did you come up with the name Bone? Yeah, does it come from Macho Man character Bonesaw from the Spider-Man movie? Actually, no. It didn't really. I wasn't the one that picked the name Bone. It was actually Zack Attack, who at the start of this live stream, if you guys didn't see, he has his very own action figure now too. It was a commission piece I made. He came up with it. I'm not sure if it really has any meaning from when he came up with it, but I've actually been thinking about it over the last few years and questioning to myself why my wrestling name is Bone. It's just it's I think it kind of relates to the theme song that Bone comes out to, Still Unbroken by Lynyrd Skynyrd, talking about how they've gone through a lot pretty much, and it's still they're still alive, they're still unbroken, they're still in one piece, still ready to go. So I guess the way Bone fits into that is because if you just think about it literally, one bone, it's unbroken, it's holding itself together really well, and it can just withstand everything that you throw at it. Really, that's the best way I can describe it on this live stream here. True Blue Knight says a wrestling fan who stays during the bad times as well as the good times. That is a very good definition right there. Not just quitting on the product because there's been a bad week of Raw or anything. There have been some tough episodes to watch since I've started watching wrestling, at least in the last 8 years. But yeah, if you're a true wrestling fan, you're not going to let one episode affect how you think about wrestling and WWE in general. That's a very good way to describe it. Who's your favorite wrestler? From Darren Fitzgerald? Undertaker. Yeah, I answered this question earlier in the stream, but I understand because you've probably just tuned in. Undertaker, definitely my favorite superstar. Always will be, and always has been, really. Waiheke asks if Mattel released WWE figures based on celebrities. like celebrities in the celebrity wing of the Hall of Fame, which one would I own? Or would I own at least one? If so, which one? Oh, I hate to sound puzzled every single question I get, but that is a very good question. I've never even thought about that before. As far as the celebrity wing of the Hall of Fame goes, I actually need to think about that because I don't really put any attention towards the celebrity wing of the Hall of Fame. Really, as far as things that celebrities have done for the company and how long they stick around, it is kind of hard to decide because in the past 8 years that I've been a fan, there haven't been too many celebrities that have been on and off so many times. If you can count The Rock, which I don't think you should because he already has many figures, then yeah, The Rock shouldn't really count. Yeah, I don't follow many celebrities. As I said, wrestling surrounds my entire life. I mainly watch that. I don't watch many movies. So it's a very hard question for me to ask. I'd be here all night, literally, and just trying to think about that one. So I'm sorry. I wish I could answer that one, but I can't. Morgan says, "Dude, that basic Undertaker is looking fire in that background. Stands out like a sore thumb. Looks so cool. I think basics look great." I absolutely agree. And the one he's referring to, I assume, is this one right here. Ooh, where am I? Here we go. It's I definitely say this is my favorite basic figure ever. I just got it for my birthday the other day. I have a loose version of it, but it's something that I really wanted to get mint on card, and I'm so glad I have it now. I'll see if I can flip the camera over, just give you guys a decent look at it. If you guys missed my birthday video, it is the only figure that Mattel has done that's based off Undertaker's 2004/2005 run, and that to me is my favorite Undertaker run and Undertaker look ever. And I think they just did a really good job with this figure because it was they went out of their way to sculpt new pants for it, and I just think this head sculpt is so on point. And even just the design of the packaging, the photo they used of Undertaker, just everything about it. Definitely my favorite Undertaker figure. Oh no, wait, what am I saying? No, it's not my favorite Undertaker figure. It's my favorite basic figure ever. Yeah, Real Scott asks, how many basic, oh, sorry, how many custom figures have you made? I've, um, fully custom? I guess I can really only say one. And it's the Zack Attack figure here because a lot of people define customs as you um, manipulating the parts or painting them, sculpting different things, and this is the only one that I've done that actually involved paint. Now, I do have a review lined up if you guys want to see a video on this, but the pants were painted camo. They were originally black. They were the Elite Series 57 Jeff Hardy pants, and they were painted camo. So technically, that's really the only one I'd classify as a custom, but if you ignore that, to me at least, it's different enough. The bone figure that I did a video on a while back, this doesn't involve any paint, but it is a very it's really on its own because it's not just a modification of an existing figure. It is a completely different character. So I suppose you could count that as a custom as well. I'm not sure if I would though. But yeah, thanks for the question. Can I have a shout out? If I can pronounce your username right, I'll definitely be happy to give you a shout out. Stack is not interesting and on fire. I hope I'm not pronouncing that name wrong. SATK is not interesting and on fire. Please correct me if I'm wrong and I'll pronounce it correctly. But shout out to you. SATK is not interesting and on fire, or otherwise, Stack is not interesting and on fire. Shout out to you. And to Jacob, I don't want to even attempt to pronounce your last name. I don't want to be disrespectful, but shout out to Jacob. What is your favorite match of all time? Undertaker versus Triple H at WrestleMania 27, definitely to me. As a match itself, definitely one of the best I've ever seen, but just the meaning of it, because it was my first ever WrestleMania I ever watched as well. And yeah, that match just definitely sticks out to me. As far as the best match of all time goes, Shawn Michaels versus Taker at WrestleMania 25. That one was just amazing as well. Solid Review says, I had to stop for a little when Jeff Hardy first left in 2009. Yeah, I have a couple friends that were the same when Jeff Hardy left. Jeff Hardy was such a big hero to so many young WWE fans, and when he left, no one was. There was people that weren't really interested in watching anymore. That was really the first thing that started my brother's decline of his interest in wrestling. He was actually a big WWE fan before I was, and he's the one that got me into watching wrestling. And yeah, that was really the first thing that caused him to fall out of love of wrestling. Jeff Hardy leaving. Your stack is not interesting and on fire. Yeah, I gave you a shout out. Can you show us an Undertaker impersonation? Oh, I'm gonna make myself look so stupid for this. I can't really do the rolling the eyes back. I'll try. Yeah, my eyes actually really hurt from doing that. I used to be okay with doing it, but I haven't done it for a while. I'll just try it again. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. And rest in peace. I don't know. I probably just made myself look really stupid there. I don't sound like Undertaker at all. I like to say that I kind of relate to Undertaker with how his personality is because in real life I don't really talk much. I I actually yeah I probably shouldn't go into that right now. It's probably not very interesting, but I like to see myself as a young version of Mark Calloway, to be honest. um, Favorite WrestleMania ever. WrestleMania 33 last year provided us the moment of the return of the Hardy Boys. That's probably the most exciting moment that's ever happened, for me at least, at WrestleMania. WrestleMania 33 as a whole was a really solid show. I probably have to say that. WrestleMania 31 was also really good too. Who's your female wrestler crush? Why Heke asks. Um, well, there are. Oh, yeah, that's kind of hard to really point out, but I will say back in 2010, oh, well, women's wrestling back in those days weren't very flash, but the one women's wrestler that stood out to me, and the one that I'd skip the diva matches unless if Beth Phoenix was involved. She kept me interested in wrestling. Just yeah, she yeah, I'd say probably Beth Phoenix because yeah, she just stands out to me and kept me interested in the women's wrestling product back in the day. Very unique as well, but that's what makes a wrestler good. Yeah, yeah, crush. Yeah, I probably yeah as a crush, I'd probably say Beth Phoenix for that as well. Not just because admiration for a wrestler, but yeah, she had the look as well. Yeah, she could get it done in the ring, and she had the look of a WWE diva as well. So she had it all there for a diva, and I'm really stoked that she's in the Hall of Fame now. Favorite movie involving a wrestler or wrestlers? Yeah, again, I don't watch many movies. Um, yeah, that's a kind of tough one for me. Yeah, because I don't watch many movies. Yeah, I don't know if I can answer that one. Sorry, I appreciate the question, but yeah, I don't think I can. Who's your favorite cruiserweight? I like to say that I keep up with the 205 Live product, but I really don't find enough time in my week to watch that. Raw and SmackDown is a real stretch for me to be able to watch that, and um, just fully watching those shows per week. So I don't find the time to watch 205 Live every week, unfortunately. But hmm. Yeah, I of course I know who most of the cruiserweight wrestlers are. Um, yeah, it's kind of hard to say because we don't really see cruiserweights on Raw anymore. Um, because I don't watch them much anymore. Cedric Alexander is very good. Kalisto is very good. Mustafa Ali, insanely talented. I'd say for a wrestling standpoint, which is mostly what 205 Live is about, the wrestling, Mustafa Ali, the most talented person there, I have to say. He's just a little bit lacking on the character side, to be honest, which is probably why he's not the Cruiserweight champ. But as far as wrestling goes, definitely Mustafa Ali. Have you watched any WCW episodes or old WWF programming on the WWE Network? Um, I've watched bits of WCW, like the NWO stuff. I haven't watched full episodes of WCW though. And old WWF, I'm pretty sure I watched the first episode of Monday Night Raw in full because it was only like an hour long. Yeah, I've watched loads of Attitude Era. Not, I can't really say that I've watched full episodes of WWF back in the day, but I've definitely watched a whole hell of a lot of different matches and stuff from the Attitude Era. I do, yeah, definitely that, and like old Razor Ramon stuff. Um, yeah, New Generation Era, Attitude Era, Ruthless Aggression. I've watched a hell of a lot of that. Um, yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't realize there were that many questions coming in. I'm sorry. I want to get through these quicker. What video games do I play? Nothing currently, but the last one I played was WWE 2K18. Are you Roman Empire? I'm not in the Roman Empire. I'm definitely not in the Roman Reigns fan base. The Roman Empire, is that some kind of YouTuber or other account name? If that's what you're meaning, then no, I'm not. Dude, you've got the mean hair growing, and yes, he is the main man of the Roman Empire. Okay, no comment again. I just need to find my old phone so I can continue answering. Oh yeah, we got a question. What number is your collection standing at? Mine is over 920 wrestling DVDs. 920? That is insane. Wow. I haven't counted the amount of figures in my collection for quite a while, but I'd have to say it's got to be close to about 200 now. Yeah, just an estimation, probably just under 200. What's your fave WWE 2K video game? 2K14, definitely, because of the 30 years of WrestleMania mode and the defeat and defend the streak mode. I just loved that. Do you watch Hell's Kitchen? No, I don't. Or other wrestling games. I've pretty much played every single wrestling game since 2011, apart from 2K15. I just completely skipped on 2K15 because it was a complete downgrade from 2K14. They took away characters, they took away features because I was still on the PS3 at that point, so definitely not. My WWE DVD collection is 1076. Wow, if that's true, you have a lot of DVDs. 2K14 is really good. Yeah. I've heard 2007 is really good, but I wasn't a fan when that video game came out, so I haven't played it. But out of the ones I've played, 2K14 stands out as the best. Yeah, WWE 2K15 had CM Punk. That's true, but 2K14 also had CM Punk. I need to answer some of these questions that I promised that I'd answer from the video I did 2 weeks ago. I'm sorry, because I know some of you guys did ask questions. I've answered a few of them throughout this last hour and a half. Favorite match of all time? I've answered this a couple times already. Undertaker versus Triple H, WrestleMania 27. Favorite WWE finisher? That's kind of a tough one as well. There have been some really good ones. The Tombstone Pile Driver, definitely the most devastating looking. The Pedigree, very iconic with Triple H. Even the GTS, I was a big fan of that when CM Punk was using it. Now Hideo Itami with that move. Yeah, probably Tombstone and Pedigree if I have to say, and GTS, those three. Solar Reviews asked, what figures do you wish you had that you already don't? Yeah, there are a few that I wish that I could have, like the Ringside Collectibles exclusive Bret the Hitman Hart from 2012. He was in his pink and black Heart Attack attire with the big pink jacket. that was a very good figure, but I've been looking on eBay and the prices for those just way too ridiculous. The asking prices are like over $200, and I'm not willing to spend that much money on a figure. The Elite Series 7 Hornswoggle is definitely one because I want to someday complete my DX set. I guess you could say it's complete with Triple H and Shawn Michaels, but if you get technical about it, Hornswoggle was also a part of DX. Well, and he was released in that set as well, so that would be a cool one to get. Yeah, because I like to collect a lot of the older figures. With the Defining Moments line, there are so many good figures, like the Defining Moments Series 2 Triple H, I think it was. I'd say probably the whole Defining Moments line from back when it was in 2011, not the newer stuff, but the 2011 Defining Moments line. Every single figure in that line was amazing. So let's answer some more questions on here. Wow, we've got a lot. Thank you guys for all the questions. I'm blown away. Where do you buy your toys from in NZ stores? The warehouse. That's really all. I don't buy figures from there often because either I already have the figures from there that I want, or they just don't have anything that I'm interested in buying. The warehouse is definitely the best New Zealand retailer for stocking WWE figures at this stage. Dude, SDVS. You're probably saying SmackDown versus Raw 2001 to 2010 were the best games. I'm pretty sure the SmackDown versus Raw series started in 2005, but if you go back from before then, they had like the Here Comes the Pain. I do hear that a lot of those games are very, very good, like with the General Manager mode. Something that I wish I could play, but I just don't have any old consoles like the PS2 anymore. So I can't. But the General Manager mode is something that I hope that could come back one day. Do you think that Braun Strowman is a savage? In some ways, yes, considering that he is a big baby face. Some of the things he does is definitely savage, but it reminds me of things that Undertaker did. Just the respect that those two wrestlers had. They could get away with doing whatever they want, and the fans would still cheer. Braun Strowman is probably the biggest thing going on WWE right now. So anything that he does doesn't matter. He's still going to get cheered, but he's definitely a savage. Why do fans hate Roman Reigns? I hate. That's a very strong word. Hate is a very strong word, but I know people do hate Roman Reigns. I'm just trying to think the reasons I don't like him. Well, I'm not a fan of him. Is I just find him boring. Just plain and simple. I find him boring. His moveset is pretty short. I know John Cena's is also pretty short, and he was the leader of the company over the last 15 years, and now it seems Roman Reigns is. But Roman Reigns doesn't have as much character as John Cena does anyway. He's not the best on the mic. He's messed up a bit in that. It's just very hard to stay invested in the program when it's Roman Reigns all the time. It's always Superman punch and spear. I only have to assume that that's why people hate Roman Reigns. Who's your favorite young talent on the main roster? So probably just the new call-ups. There are a couple of the call-ups that I think are pointless, like the Authors of Pain. As cool as they are, I don't see the point of them being called up to the main roster because they haven't really done anything. Yeah, I don't even remember them being on. Oh, I think they might have been on Raw, but they've just been squashing teams. The Iconics. I really hate to sound like one of these smarks or whatever the correct term is, because I'm not a wrestler. I do really respect every single wrestler because it is really hard. I've tried it before. It's very hard. Everything hurts. But I personally would have preferred if the Iconics stayed on NXT for a little bit longer because they're definitely not the most experienced wrestlers. I was just watching a bit of SmackDown earlier, and just some of the simple, basic mistakes that Peyton Royce was making. Just it's kind of hard to watch. But favorite young talent, um, hmm, hmm, favorite. There have been some really good call ups though. Um, hmm. Do you mean just call ups or just young talent in general? That's very hard to summarize it into just one superstar. Actually, Ember Moon probably is definitely the most deserving out of the recent NXT call ups. Yeah, I'd say Ember Moon. I don't know why it took me a while to think of her. Have you been to New Plymouth? No. Oh, actually, yes. I went to New Plymouth last year for um a family birthday. Yeah, it's a very different kind of place. If I can sum it all up, it's a very hilly place. Everything is on a hill, or from what I noticed anyway, or the area that some of my family lives in over there. There's so many houses are just on hills and not much flat surface in New Plymouth. A lot of the landscape is just hills. I know there's Mount Taranaki over there. Um, do you have any epic moments figures? Not at this time, but I would like to get some in the future. Not the Festival of Friendship pack because there are a lot of flaws in that, but some of the newer sets, they are looking really promising. When is WWE coming back to NZ? I know. I really hope that they come back to New Zealand this year, but there have been all the rumors that WWE are going to Australia in October. So I think just with the timing of Australia being right next to New Zealand and the time that they go out, I think if they do come out to New Zealand this year, it'll probably be in October or sometime around there. If not, then I think we might just have to wait until next year. Yeah, I'll answer some more questions from this. Oh, AJ's wrestling review. He had a lot of really good questions to ask. Starting off with a hypothetical question: the WWE Championship and Universal title are vacated, and you have to enlist a new champion for each bout from the current roster. Who do you choose and why? I don't want to spend ages answering this question like every single other question. I don't want to bore you guys, but for Raw, Finn Balor. I would say Seth Rollins, but he's the Intercontinental Champ. On SmackDown, I'd probably give it back to AJ, to be honest. What upcoming WWE figure are you most excited for to get released? Yeah, that's one that I really do have to think about. As much as I want to rush the answer, I need to think about what ones are actually coming out. The Flashback series Walmart exclusive Razor Ramon, that one looks incredible. I'm a big fan of Razor Ramon. That's one that I really want to get. Um, yeah, they're not really popping into my head. The new figures. I know there are a lot that I'm missing out that I am excited for, but just the Attitude Era Chris Jericho that's coming out is going to be awesome as well. I really want to get my hands on that one. Which wrestler would you like to see Mattel create in the Elite line, which hasn't been done yet? Biker Undertaker from Judgment Day 2000. Undertaker from WrestleMania 14 from when he went up against Kane. 2000s era Triple H. An elite version of the WrestleMania 32 attire, Zack Ryder. It is very biased, my choices here, because I'm just big fans of these superstars. An updated Kane elite figure with his most recent attire. And congratulations to Glenn Jacobs for becoming the mayor of Knox County. All that work definitely paid off, and only by 17 votes. So every single vote counted, and all of his work definitely paid off. Well done to Glenn Jacobs. Yeah, just to sum it all up, probably that. I'm going to answer one more question on here, then I'm going to get to those questions over there. I'm sorry to keep you guys waiting. BJ Hensley, just thought of a question. What is your favorite video game of all time? Yeah, I already answered that. WWE 2K14. What is your favorite WWE title? Ooh, I think it. Ooh, yeah. The WWE Spinner Championship belt. That's that's the name that all of you guys are familiar with when it comes to that look of the title. But the version I like of that is the one that didn't spin. The World Heavyweight Championship, like the WCW, that one, very classic design, and also the big round eagle championship belt used in the Attitude Era. That one, I really like the design of that one too. So out of those three titles, definitely. BJ Hensley asks, who is your favorite to go to Raw and SmackDown in the Superstar Shakeup? I'm glad that Jeff Hardy went to SmackDown. Um, Man, this was a couple weeks ago now, so I hate to take ages answering these questions. Um, Big Cass on SmackDown, I think that's a pretty good move. Most of the WWE fans, it seems, aren't a big fan of Big Cass, but I personally am a fan of Big Cass. Um, hmm. Yeah, just thinking from the top of my head, definitely those. One more question. Who do you think will win this Greatest Royal Rumble? Oh, yeah, the Greatest Royal Rumble already happened. Yeah. I was going to pick Daniel Bryan, but Braun Strowman won, which I'm definitely also happy about. Okay, let's answer some more of these questions. Sorry to keep you guys waiting. Um, they're planning a pay per view that's in Aussie that's supposed to be airing on the network. Yeah, I hope that that's still happening. There's something that I've really been thinking of is if Undertaker is going to be at that show, which are rumors. There was a rumor that whoever in Melbourne was like signing the contract or whatever, they wanted Undertaker, Rey Mysterio, and John Cena to sign the papers and be confirmed for that event. If Undertaker is going to be there, I'm thinking of traveling to Australia in October and be there for the event. I've never traveled to a different country for a wrestling event before, but if I get to see the Undertaker in person, that's something off my bucket list that's being ticked off. Seeing Undertaker in person, something that I didn't think would ever happen because I thought he retired last year at WrestleMania. But if yeah, I'd go there if that's the case, or even just guys like the Hardys. If Triple H is there, then I'd like to go. But if Undertaker's going, it's a definite yes for me. Do you ever get annoyed when figures you want are US store exclusive? Yes, I'm so annoyed with some of those. Like the Hall of Champions Undertaker, because I'm trying to collect every single Elite Undertaker figure. That's a bit of a mission to get my hands on. Um, Also, figures that I haven't been able to find at a good price yet. The Hall of Champions Batista, the WWE Fan Central Triple H, the Flashback Series 6 pack. Um, yeah, I'm very annoyed. I do have a few of those exclusive, but those always end up costing a lot more money. I am very annoyed when that kind of stuff happens. I know it's great for US collectors, but for international collectors, it sucks. Why is Zack Ryder still a thing? He never wrestles. He actually does wrestle sometimes, just on main event or on house shows. It's kind of sad that he's not in the storyline, because I wish he was. I'm a big Zack Ryder fan, a member of the Zack Pack. Is the Zack Pack still a thing? What would your reaction be if WWE planned a big pay per view like the Greatest Royal Rumble to be in New Zealand? I'd buy front row tickets straight away. Oh, man, I'd be speechless if that ever happened. I doubt it though, because New Zealand is such a small place compared to the rest of the world. But that would just be incredible. Um, Hashtag WWE, please come to NZ. I really would like to see them come back to New Zealand. If not this year, then definitely next year. I should get dreadlocks. I don't think I'd suit dreadlocks. You have the then now forever Seth. Yeah, that is a very solid looking Seth Rollins figure and probably one of the better ones that they've released. Spud asks, which superstars do you think have the brightest future in terms of wrestling ability in the NXT/Cruiserweight roster? Um, that one's pretty hard to determine because there are some very talented superstars in those respective brands. For Cruiserweight, if Mustafa Ali can get more character, I'd say him because as far as wrestling ability goes, he's one of the best in the whole WWE roster. Everything, he's very, very good. Question two: Paul Heyman doesn't really count as a wrestler, but he's pretty good, and he's really good at getting people to hate him as well. Um, Roman Reigns. No, no one's buying that. No one's buying that one. Roman Reigns being good with mic skills. um, Bray Wyatt, very good as well. And how did I forget? John Cena at the moment. Wait, is he considered a current wrestler? Because he's not on all the time anymore. But if John Cena counts, then him. If not, Bray Wyatt. Um, I think that might be all the questions. I'll just have a look. Of course, I'll get to you guys' questions here in the live Q&A, but from the questions asked in the comments section from previous videos, I think that there might be one more. I just need to go find it. Caden asked... oh wait, I just need to find it. If you could get Mattel to make a figure of your choosing, who would it be and why? So I've already answered what attires for Undertaker, Zack Ryder, and Triple H. So I'd like to see Mattel make. But as far as different characters, a character that we haven't seen from Mattel yet, Chris Benoit. I know that's never going to happen. Sadly, very sad. He was a very, very good wrestler, and it's very unfortunate that he'll never be able to be immortalized in a Mattel WWE Elite figure. Definitely not in the foreseeable future. I'm looking around at my collection to find names, but of course, if all these figures, already all these superstars are figures, then it's not really going to help me find my answer. Grandmaster Sexay, just to say that Too Cool has all figures of all themselves. China, that's probably not going to happen for a while either. Yeah, China would definitely be a huge addition to anyone's collection, and it's a real shame that there probably won't be an Elite China figure. And as far as the tires go, there is one more that I just thought of. NWO, Hollywood Hogan. It's a real shame that Mattel weren't able to make that before Hulk Hogan, his situation happened with the racism in 2015. Right before Mattel were about to release it, Hulk Hogan's thing happened and that figure was cancelled. That was the figure that I was holding out for. I don't have a Hulk Hogan Mattel figure because I was holding off and waiting for that NWO one, and that just never came. Yeah, I think I've finally finished all the questions, loads of questions. Thank you guys so much. Loads of questions on that video. But as far as this Q&A goes, thank you guys for keeping all the questions coming. Grumpy old man United fan. Did you get your mum a present for Mother's Day? What is it? Did you help your brother wrap it? Or just in case my mum is watching, I probably shouldn't say anything, whether I did or whether I didn't. Farmers have an alright WWE selection. Do they? I haven't actually been to Farmers to look for WWE figures in years, because they've not stocked anything for a while. Oh, well, my friend did say that Farmers' website had them in stock or something, but they were only just basics. Actually, yeah, I might have to check out a Farmers store next time, just to see. I had lots of title belts. Okay. Yeah, I definitely have to go check out Farmers store. Do you think Drake Maverick will ever wrestle in WWE, since he wrestled in TNA's Rockstar spot? I think definitely there'll be a time where he will either be stripped of the general manager role, or he'll become a part of a storyline and he will wrestle, because he is a wrestler. It just doesn't look like it at the moment to casual fans, but I think one day he definitely will step inside a WWE ring to compete. When's your bedtime? It's 10:18. Yeah, no, it's a weekend, and yeah, I probably should end this soon because I do have work early tomorrow. I'd like to see Owen Hart. Definitely Owen Hart. I'd love to see an Owen Hart figure made by Mattel. That's another one that's probably never going to happen, sadly. But there have been a lot of great custom figures of Owen Hart. Would you pay for your dad to go to Melbourne with you? Yeah, I probably would, because I wouldn't be allowed to go by myself. And if my dad would probably say that just so he could come as well. Hottest diva of all time, Sable. I know that was my dad's favorite diva back in the day. Yeah, that's kind of a tough one to answer. Everyone has their own opinion, and it's something that I've really never thought of before. What does the RUB and RUB Figs stand for? It's just the first three letters of my name. My name's Ruben, and RUB was the start of a username that I had on a website for school maths called Study Ladder. My username on there was RUB3945, and that was the name that I decided to use for my YouTube channels for a while, just RUB3945 figures. And loads of people were just calling me RUB Figs for short, or Rub Figs. So I decided to change my name to that, RUB Figs. I'd like to see a Jeff Elite from when he celebrated his championship win after Armageddon 2008. Yeah, but according to that Entrance Greats Jeff Hardy figure, that attire is from Armageddon 2008, but that's obviously not the case. Me personally, I'd rather see them make a WrestleMania 25 Jeff Hardy attire, because that the purple look very unique. They've made a WrestleMania 25 attire Matt Hardy figure from Elite Series 2, so to have a figure to go with that, that would definitely be awesome. When you watched Grimm's Toy Show, did you like him? Yeah, I did. I used to watch him back from 2012 until like 2015, 2016. Then as time goes on, as I get older, I just I don't want to. I'm not against Grimm for anything. Um, he recently hit 1 million subscribers, and congratulations to him for that. Definitely deserved it for all his years on YouTube. Just yeah, I'm a bit older now, and his target audience seems to be younger kids. But something that I don't agree with his videos is obviously because it appears that he targets the younger kids. The language he uses in his videos is just so horrible for young kids, and yeah, it's just thinking about that aspect of it. It's pretty disgusting that because yeah, he targets the younger audience, but he uses such foul language on his videos. It's just something that actually disgusts me a little bit, and it's definitely part of the reason as to why I don't watch him anymore. What's your opinion on Isaac Kith? I'm sorry, I don't know who that is. Brody Phillips. Have you been to Toy World for WWE figures? Yeah, I went in Christchurch last year when I was in Christchurch for WWE Live, the day of the live show. Just to kill some time, my dad and I went to Toy World. It's actually included on one of the vlogs I did while I was in Christchurch. I think it was the video where on the thumbnail it's me with Elias and Jason Jordan at the private meet and greet. The start of that video, I went to Toy World. They had they didn't have elites, but the selection of basic figures they had was decent, and they had some title bouts. I remember. How old are you? I'm 17. My birthday was last week. Um, Sable, what is the answer? Um, just trying to think about it. That is a bit of a tough one because, yeah, women's wrestling has really evolved a lot over the years, and it's not really about that anymore. But for when it was, I didn't really. Yeah, when it was really about their looks, I was really too young to think about things that way. Um, yeah, that is a very tough one. Yeah, just because what I said, but I feel bad for not giving an answer. I think I just have to think about someone. Um, hmm. Yeah, very, very tough. What do you guys think? I saw someone said Lita before. Yeah, yeah, Lita would definitely be up there. Um, 'Cause I'm just trying to think what era focused on their looks the most. I'd probably say the Ruthless Aggression era, and there were people like Trish Stratus, Lita. Um, hmm, um, yeah, it's something I've never thought about before. It's kind of hard to answer, but yeah, I do feel like I need an answer. I'll see what other people think. What do you guys think? Um, hmm. Trish Stratus or Lita, probably. Yeah, house tour by Manny FPS. Yeah, let's do a house tour right now. Manny FPS is my brother, so let's do a tour of his room. If he's watching right now, then he'll see me coming in. Yeah, this is a tour of his room. Oh, he's watching the live stream right now. Here I am. That's a bit delayed. And what game is it? This is a game?
It is, what do you call it? Warframe.
Oh, so it's a game? Yeah, he's a pretty cool setup. There's his computer. He got that pretty cheap and he's just been upgrading it over the last year or so. He's got 2 monitors now. He's got a pretty cool keyboard. What keyboard's that?
It is the Razer Ornata Chroma.
Awesome, because I'm pretty sure, just a safe assumption, a lot of my viewers would be into PC gaming. So if you are, let me know. And what games do you guys play? So it's pretty much all to see in here. Yeah, I'll shut the door. He asked for it, so I thought I'd give a direct tour of his room.
I see a house tour, not just a room
House tour. Maybe one day. But yeah, let's see what some other questions are. I'm sorry, I can't be doing this for much longer because it is getting quite late, but I'll answer the ones that are here. Do you have Snapchat? No, I don't. Show us a double bicep pose. I think you can only do that if you actually have biceps. Can you show us the lawnmower dance move? I don't actually know what the lawnmower dance move is. Or the mower of lawns. Do the sprinkler. I don't know what that one is again. You saw the reviews says Maria and Lita. Have you seen an AJ Styles figure in NZ? Yes, I did a figure hunt in the warehouse a little while back. It might have been the end of last year or at the start of this year. I came across the basic. What series was it? Basic Series 76, I think. AJ Styles in the blue tights. In New Plymouth, I can only find the zombie version. Yeah, it sucks. That version of AJ Styles is flooding the stores right now. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the zombie figures either. So, yeah, I really should get out of here. Thank you guys for watching, but I'll give you guys 1 more minute to ask questions. Okay, my dad said house tour. Yeah. I don't know. I have no problem showing the house, but would he have a problem with me showing the house? Have you seen WWE Mutants figures price tags on the shelves, but no Mutants figures? Because I have. Yeah, and apparently the Mutants figures are just what the zombies are, what the zombies fall under. Unfortunately, but either way, I don't think I'd buy the Mutant set either. Mutant zombies, monsters. Really, I'm not a big fan of either of those, any of those sets. But they put a lot of money into those, and they cost quite a lot in the stores. So I'm quite against all those because they're always the shelf warmers. Oh, you're welcome, Morgan. I hope to do this more often, and I'm really, really thankful for all the questions and all the interest in this. I'll definitely be doing this more often. Do I like Pizza Hut? I don't eat pizza very often, but I do say Pizza Hut probably is the nicest fast food takeaway pizza because the crust isn't really thin. It tastes good and it's no MSG in it because I can tell when MSG is in the pizza because you're just really thirsty for the rest of the day after you eat it. And with Pizza Hut, I don't get that. Their Hawaiian pizzas are really solid, really cheap. Definitely that. I hate mutants figs. They just don't need to make the dumb figs. I totally agree. I don't want to sound too negative about them, but because they are flooding the shelves at the warehouse right now, and I'm sure everywhere else in the world that stocks WWE figures, there are those mutants, zombies figures. Yeah, and it's quite sad because every time I go to the warehouse, there seems to be more. Hey, Connor. I answered all your questions pretty earlier on the stream, so when this Madison Square Garden. Yeah, so when the stream's over, this it should be on demand, so you can go back and look at all that. Surprise. Yeah, I think that's got to be it. I'm sorry, this has been nearly 2 hours. Thank you guys for all the questions. I'm so thankful. I'm glad you guys seem to have enjoyed it, because I certainly enjoyed answering all these questions. What is the time right now? It is 10:41 right now, so I definitely have to get off this live stream right now. Okay, one more question. What do you think about the women's dolls figures? I think they definitely are a cool thing for a certain demographic, but in New Zealand they are not selling at all. It's very sad. Very cheap. $50 for the 5-pack, so $10 for each doll, and they're pretty big dolls as well. But they're not selling at all. So for New Zealand, they're not a very good idea. They should just stick to the normal basic figures. But there are certain parts of the world where they are selling really well, I think. Okay, we've got a few more questions. Yeah, after these ones, I'm definitely done. Okay, I don't think this was a question. The whole shelf at the warehouse today was filled with the zombie figures. Yes, it sucks. There were probably close to 10 pegs full of the zombie figures at my store too. They're $30 now on clearance. $30 was clearance? Yeah, they were like $30 when they first came into stores. Now they're 20. Then they were 25, and now they're 20. But they're still more expensive than the basic figures. Like, what the hell are they doing there? Big mistake ordering those figures in. Burn it down! Okay, thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you guys next time.